Hello everyone, my name is Kiba and I'm the director of the Handshake Development Fund, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to donate to the Handshake Development Fund using Penvala tokens, and I'll explain what Penvala is in a second. At a quick recap on what the Handshake Development Fund is, basically we're a community-run treasury that uses funds that's donated by various different Handshake community members, and we put it towards developing certain solutions, protocol upgrades, applications on the Handshake blockchain that we think are progressing the ecosystem and the protocol forward in some way. So we're using the Gitcoin platform to accept all of our donations, and through that you can donate in Ethereum, you can donate in Bitcoin, you can donate in wrapped Handshake and all of these things. And quickly, kind of like the things that we're looking for people that are making core contributions to the Handshake protocol itself. So whether that's security upgrades, various like performance improvements, things like that. Any wallets, kind of like Bob Wallet, or any independent like non-custodial wallet that you might be making. Domain management tools like registries, updating DNS records, things of that sort. Anything that's related to community development, whether it's like educational tools, educational content, browsing, so like allowing more people to access the Handshake network itself, or just identity solutions, so you can use your Handshake top-level domain, your personal domain, and have that be like your identity within the Handshake community. So quickly, what Penvala is. Penvala is another community. It's a community of communities, if you will. And they've all collectively come together to raise funds together in this sustainable, like regenerative fashion, where all these independent communities have their community members contributing to them directly to their independent treasuries, and then Penvala is matching donations. So let's say like Handshake Development Fund gets $10 in donations from our members, then Penvala will go and say like, okay, all these different communities all raised $100 in total, and Handshake raised $10, and so we're gonna give a proportional amount of like the total Penvala that was released, and give that to the Handshake Development Fund. So instead of getting $10, we get $15. And there's a lot of really awesome communities within Penvala. So a lot of this is like Ethereum based at the moment, but people like Metacartel, DXDAO, Common Stack, especially, they're really awesome. Kernel, Whaler DAO, like these are all really awesome communities that I'm also part of or I'm familiar with, and I interact with them on a daily basis, which is kind of how Handshake got invited to join the Penvala League. And there's a lot of background stuff that I'm doing that you guys don't have to worry about, but the most important thing is that you can donate. If you donate to the Handshake Development Fund using Penvala tokens, we get a donation match based on how much you donated. So again, like if you donate $10, then Penvala will match that donation to a certain extent, whether it's twice your donation. Previously, they've gone up to 10 times the donation. So if you donate $10, Penvala would have given us $100. And Gitcoin also has a similar program to this. So if you donate in Penvala tokens, we get matched by Penvala, and we also get our donations matched by Gitcoin. So we could be making up to 15 times your donation just by donating in Penvala tokens, which is really awesome. So there's a couple of things that you have to do to get ready to donate in Penvala tokens. The first thing is you have to have an Ethereum wallet. I went through a lot of this, like a lot of what I'm going through today is a little bit more complex, but I did a simpler tutorial that I'll link below on just how to donate to the Handshake Development Fund. And if you go through that tutorial, you'll have almost everything you need. So I'm going to focus specifically on like a little bit more complex aspects of this. So you're going to need the MetaMask browser, which is right here. I have a little test wallet. And then you're going to need a Gitcoin account so that you can donate to the Handshake Development Fund. And those are two pretty easy steps. And then the more complex step is we're going to have to trade our Ethereum into Penvala tokens using something called Uniswap, and then donate those Penvala tokens through Gitcoin, and to make sure that Penvala knows that they can match our donations. So the Uniswap part is kind of complex for most people. I use this on a pretty daily basis, so for me it's a bit easy. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. But I'm going to assume that you already have Ethereum in your MetaMask wallet, which I went through on the last tutorial. And what we're going to do to start out with is go to something called info.uniswap.org. And this is kind of just like, the Uniswap is a decentralized exchange. I'll just start with that. So it's a way for you to kind of swap tokens in between each other completely trustlessly. And so we're going to be swapping Ethereum to pen wallet tokens. There's no you're always in custody of your cryptocurrencies. You never have to deposit them anywhere. They always live in your MetaMask wallet. You always have full control of them. And this is just a website that helps us kind of like see what's going on this exchange, like how much liquidity there is, what are the price of the tokens, things like that. And so we're just going to type in Penvalo, and that will show us kind of like what's going on with Penvalo token on this exchange. So right now, one Penvalo token is 6 cents, and there's a ton of liquidity, like more liquidity than we would ever need. So don't worry, even if you're donating like it's apparently even if you're donating $10,000, I think you'd have very little slippage. And we're just gonna hit this trade button up here, which will bring us to the actual exchange. And this UI will like automatically populate, so it knows the exact trading pair that we're trying to do, and it will just automatically have us trade ETH into PEN tokens. And you'll get this little kind of warning. Uniswap is a completely decentralized exchange. There's no requirements for listing. There is no person managing listings. Like anyone can come along and put whatever token they want on it. And so this is just a warning saying like this Penvala token isn't like one of the most famous tokens on Ethereum. So just make sure you're buying the right token, which we know we are. And I'll post the link that I'm using up here, this URL, so that you know you're buying the correct token. So just click I understand and continue. And I'm just going to connect to my wallet. So then click MetaMask, because that's what we're using if you're following my tutorial. And this is just telling our wallet that we're allowing Uniswap to use our tokens and access our cryptocurrencies. And I have a very tiny amount of Ethereum on here. So let's say, so yeah, I'm buying, how much is this? I don't know, $1 worth of Panvala tokens, I think. That sounds about right. So what we're basically saying here is we're trading 0.002 ETH Ethereum tokens to 18.5 Penvala tokens. And then we're going to take these Penvala tokens and then donate them to the Handshake Development Fund. And so we're just going to click swap. This is just confirming the trade details, like you want to trade this amount of Ethereum, you're going to be guaranteed at least this amount of Penvala back. Here's like the slippage that you're going to be having, which obviously isn't a lot. And this is kind of like the exchange fee, which is basically negligible for this. So then you're just going to confirm the trade. There'll be this transaction module that pops up, just confirming all the details. So I'm actually spending more on gas than I'm actually using to trade with, but I'm using a very tiny amount just for demonstration purposes. So you'll probably still have like a very low gas fee. It'll still only be like $1, maybe $5 to trade, but ideally you're probably trading more Ether, so it'll be more efficient for you. So I'm just confirming the trade. This will take some amount of time for the actual Ethereum blockchain to like catch the transaction, process it into a block, and then for it to be put through, and for me to actually receive my PAN tokens. And so while we're waiting for that to go through, I'll just go back to the Handshake Development Fund. So from here, all we're going to do is just click Add to Cart, right? And we're going to click PAN tokens. So you can just type in PAN. There we go. There's only one, and I'll only use 5 just so I have some left for later. Cool. So now I have Penvala tokens in my wallet. No, go away. And then I'm just going to click Checkout, which will bring me to a page where I can confirm this grant to the Handshake Development Fund. And so, yeah, this is my own grant. So for you, you'll be able to match your grant donation will be matched with these other programs. But for me, I'm donating to myself. So they're saying, even if I donate, I won't get this matching program, but you don't have to worry about that. And so, yeah, I'm confirming that I'm giving 5 PAN to the Handshake Development Fund. And if you want to request a bounty, which is basically just saying like you have something specific that you want to have built on Handshake, whether it's a particular integration with another blockchain or some specific application that you think is really useful. If you have a very specific request that you want your donation to be going to, you can click this add comment to owner, and then you can just type in like bounty request, and then type in whatever. Integrate Handshake with the Ethereum blockchain, right? And then this is just giving a little platform fee to Gitcoin. If you want to, you can click 0, but I'm going to continue with 5. And yeah, this is the kind of matching program. And no matter if you click this, if I click this, I still won't get the matching because they know that I'm donating to myself. But you should be clicking this. And then just click standard checkout. Don't worry about this ZK sync again. And then you're just going to confirm your transaction as normal. This is okay. So this is approving Gitcoin to spend my special token. So if you donate just in Ethereum, Ethereum is like the base layer token for the blockchain, so you don't need to approve it for different smart contracts. But if you want to use special tokens with smart contracts, you have to approve those smart contracts to use this token and how many of those tokens it's allowed. It's just a security measure. So first off, I have to send a transaction to allow Gitcoin to accept my PAN donation, first off. And now I'm sending a transaction that's actually giving my PAN to their smart contract, which is then donating it to our Handshake Development Fund grant. And that's that. So now you've donated to the Handshake Development Fund in PenVola tokens, which means that we're not only eligible for Gitcoin CLR donation matchings, but also available to get the PenVola League donation matching, which, as I said, gets us potentially up to like 15 times your initial donation amount and additional contributions from these other communities. So it's a really powerful tool for us as we're trying to raise money for the Handshake community to start building these things. Again, there's like no centralized Handshake Foundation or anything like that has money to distribute to our community. So the Handshake Development Fund is really the best way for us to come together as the Handshake ecosystem and to continue driving forward. So appreciate you guys donating and watching this video. And if you have any questions, just hit me up on the Namebase Discord and Telegram as well. I'm in all the Handshake Telegrams, so you'll find me there.